Stream is up. Be nice if they no-showed. Actually, it wouldn't. We wouldn't get any victory points off that, and it wouldn't help us with gold.
User joined your channel.
Stop that yawning.
Sorry, how many weeks are left?
It goes until May sometime, so we've got a couple, 3-4 weeks left.
May 15.
Hazars, I want to back straight up.
Can we go behind the Super Heavies?
I'm going to sit in place and turn completely left their squid and fire.
Going straight at.
So that way, if you go forward and right,
you.
you'll dodge. Or yeah, forward and right.
Digital cam? Who's got?
Yes, I do.
Bastard.
Where are you going, Sal?
User left your channel.
Go to Type 5 and E3.
No, we have 2 Type 5.
buddy.
Chaco, you
Type
need
5.
to be going with the 110E3.
I'm gonna get in front of you, Squid, and then you can shoot over the top of me. I'll take that little rock pile to protect my belly.
Okay.
Alright, 110E3. Don't be trading shots with the 110E3. Stay in cover, mice, for now. They know we're here.
684. Nice
Stay
hit.
back, heavy. Stay back, guys.
Yeah, he hit me too.
Damn it. Lag.
-7's hide.
Two 684s.
It's alright. Just make sure you're not trading your health away right now. We don't want them to be able to farm us. We need to make them come to us. Hey, how about that? It's pretty much a mirror of what we're doing. Alright, I need the IS-7s to go over and reinforce the Type 5s.
E3 is tracked.
We're okay.
A long way?
Yeah, but
Okay.
you've got the weak line, so we want to break that 8 line.
No.
Everything else has been spotted, and we know that they're out on the
I'm
2-3.
dead. What the fuck?
They're gonna push
Wow, all
2-3. They're
three
not
of
gonna
them.
push
Now
the 8 line.
Yeah, I
Now
know.
they're
That's why we're pushing the 8 line with the IS-7, so that the Type 5s can push it. So, mice, just conserve your health here. Just get out of their guns. We want them to push.
That IS-7 let me cross it.
Angeles is down.
Yeah, they surprised me.
So we're just bait.
We are, but we're not supposed to be trading our health away like this. So, make them come into us, because then their 110E3 and Yank Panzer E100 don't have free shots for days.
On my way.
Taco, you got they're
Chat,
shooting
chat.
from the side. Pull up and watch the 8 line. Let the IS-7s deal with the hill.
Wolf, you want me climbing the hill along?
Buddy dog, we need you going with PDX.
Alright, so here's what needs to happen. After those Type 5s have fired, those IS-7s need to rush in and help those Type 5s. One IS-7 is going to watch this alleyway here and keep those bat chats off. You can roll the corner if you need to. Up to this location here.
You want me down to the intersection?
PDX, I want you to keep moving forward. Yeah, just go where you're going right now. We're gonna have to push this 1,000 hit point bat chat here in a second. Wait till Buddy Dog catches up. Buddy Dog, I want you to try to support IS-7 going down.
Why are mice losing health? Mice are supposed to be hidden. We don't care about peeky pokey.
Taco.
I'm concealed. No one's seen me here yet. Okay, Buddy and I are just about formed up. You want us to push the bat chat right now?
Alright, mice,
push the
go
bat
around
chat.
this corner
They're
here
pushing
and
the
help
8
with the
line.
IS-7s. Me, the Badger,
6-8 coming.
are going to deal with this 268.
Hello, bat chat.
Push those bat chats and keep moving. We gotta try to take out the other one.
And it was easier for you to back up and get a different angle.
Alright. Type 5s are
JPE
down.
coming.
Devil and Red Wolf.
Oh,
Type
you want me
5s
back
in
down?
behind you.
You want Buddy and I back down or what?
Yeah, buddy.
You want back down the hill?
Yes.
Coming down the hill.
You maybe jump. Well, do a quick kill on him. He's a one shot. I'll go down and go in their heads.
User joined your channel.
Okay.
Yeah, check behind the heavy.
Your gun doesn't turn like that, smarty pants.
Enemy armor is damaged.
Wow.
Alright. So, I would like to know why Mice thought it was a good idea to set out in front of a 110E3 and a Jagdpanzer at distance. Yes, we were in the coordinates we were supposed to be in, but...
Can we hold off until the battle's
It's
done?
not over yet. Buddy's gonna save his sword.
Yeah, I don't think
Alright,
so.
now you can talk.
So, why did Mice think it was a good idea to set out in front of a Jagdpanzer E100 and 110E3? The idea was area denial for the initial, waiting for an opportunity to push. We knew that we weren't going to get it on the 2-3 line because that's where they sent the majority of the forces. So what we set up to do was we set up to receive the 268 V4s,
User left
which
your
means we
channel.
needed to hold as much health as possible, so that they would come in up close and negate the 110E3 and the Jagdpanzer E100. So I am not totally understanding why we had a bunch of them sitting out playing peeky pokey.
Maybe thinking enticing is bait, which is of course a bad idea.
Oh, I got a love letter from Harm.
I imagine there's not much salt in that one.
Let's see. There it is.
So, talk to me, Type 5s. It looked like things were going fairly well over there for the most part.
Okay.
Yeah,
I mean, then
the fucking bat chat started farming us.
Yeah, they were on the hill shooting down.
Gotcha.
But Chaco, if you would have pulled up a little bit, they wouldn't have been able to hit you from the side. You were back a little too far.
And I was fine, I had that one covered, but I was not expecting that second bat chat, and I didn't even see until it was a proxy spot, and he was coming at me 40 miles an hour, so.
But Squid was on that corner. When he backs out, he'd take a shot. I didn't want to bump him or block him from taking his shot. That's why I was back so far.
yeah, it's hard to side scrape with the two of them.
Uh-huh. And the E3 was, I hate to say it, I was useless there. They hit me with 3 HE shells at one time, and I was dead.
Yeah, he just disappeared. Like all of a sudden, Blippy was gone.
Yeah, they took me from over 80% in. I got hit by their E3 and 2 HE shells from 2 Type 5s, and it was over. I got 2 shots, I think, off.
Okay, do you think a third Type 5 would be more useful on that corner?
It would definitely do damage because of the
And the
HE.
hit point
User
pool would
left
be
your
significantly bigger over there too.
Right. The problem is if you get 2 or 3 Type 5s, you definitely have to echelon them. But there's not, for the third one, there's not quite enough room really to echelon it back because of the way the layout of the alley is.
Right.
But I mean, it might be a better. I don't know. Like I said, it was like I was there 1 minute. Next thing I know, I was dead, and I was like, "Shit!" I was over 80% when they hit me.
He just blipped out.
What, that bat chat?
No, the two Type 5s and the E3 that was in front of us, they all hit me at once, and I was gone. I went. I met another, and I was gone.
Because if we could HE and get a focus fire on their 110E3 and bluff them out like what they did to you, then we would really be able to start hammering on their Type 5s and break that.
Well, if we could do that to any tank they sent there with 3, you know what I mean? Call the tank we're shooting, and all 3 shoot at once, it would...
Yeah, basically, if it's not a super heavy on that corner, that's the gun that goes out first, because it's going to not be able to take 3 HE shells from a Type 5.
Yep. On the upside, my dead carcass provided cover for squid for a while.
Because the 110E3 went down on that backside, and it was starting to look good, where if we could get the IS-7s to push in, then we could potentially break that if they drove past the Type 5s. Type 5s are firing from the back.
The only thing I'd say there, Zlange, if you were going to have them push into that, I wouldn't do it right down the 8 line
5
into the guns. There was 3 now. Well, I'd cut in at the 5 and come in over on the 7 or 6 where they're not directly in that line.
I'm good with that.
Well, we would have had a little bit of a problem. We would have got farmed by the 2 IS-7s that was on the 5 line back in the back in their team.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying you cut over to the 6-7 line, so it's instead of going straight on the 5 line, you come up through and break right onto the 6-7, go up, and then
because
back
you
out
cannot
around.
stay here. If you stay here, all they do is they shift around and then they start farming you.
Yep.
So you have to move and force them to take all that way in to get in. And by that time, between the 2 Type 5 or 3 Type 5s over here, you guys should have HE'd everything, and whatever didn't get HE'd is going to get IS-7 in the ass. And the other nice thing about that location with that kind of gameplay is that it takes these bat chats out of the equation.
The other thing, if the IS-7s would get behind them, they're going to turn to deal with the easier tanks, and the Type 5s push the 8 line and come in behind them.
I had something to do. How do the IS-7s get into the C, onto C?
So,
to get behind
if you're going to take a route to get behind these guys, then what you're going to do is you're going to come back this way, because you need to remain unspotted during this.
I'm not seeing any clicks here.
You shouldn't be seeing clicks. It should be an arrow.
There you go. Okay, that's what I mean. Okay.
So you would take that route, or if you can get away with it, you can take this route. And then it turns into the same as the other one.
Hold on a
The
second.
only thing I would say is that E and F5, I would cut into the 6 line to keep the 5 line shots from picking you apart as you go across.
Yeah, I agree. There was something back on their base that was looking at us.
They had IS-7s in D5.
Right.
Maybe have them go up from J4 to G4, cut across.
User left your channel.
And then up around like you had it. Just
that'd be a
to eliminate all the 5 lines opening.
Yeah, we could do that.
Because if they had even just one Type 5 or a TD sitting back there, it's going to farm a lot of damage till they would get up through and across. You know how you had us set up that one night on the 5 line with the 2 Type 5s.
I have a question.
Yes.
we gave up control of the one line. I noticed the 268 started moving down the one line and parked around E1 to take shots at us in case we decided to cross the center of the map. But we had nothing down there to counter that.
So one of the reasons that we didn't care so much about countering that one line is because what they're going to do is they're going to rotate onto this corner, and they're going to start farming from a distance. We've got a bunch of train cars over here. In order for us to deal with those tanks, we either have to set up something down here, which is going to take it out of a fight, or we let them have it, and in which case they come in through here. Patamon and I work in this corner here, in this general area, and where Patamon was, we were able to hold off those 268 V4s because it forces them to come around a corner to try and play. Either way, they have to come around that corner, which puts them at a serious disadvantage. Because I managed to pop a shot into the top of one of them, and then once they were in close quarters, my mouse really started to shine due to the fact that, okay, yeah, I'm going to make you a hood ornament. I'm going to shoot your little telescopic radio or rangefinder thing, and then the other one that was behind me, I just kept backing up into it, and I was like, go ahead, try and get off the tank. You don't have a turret. So having them in close quarters is kind of a disadvantage to the 268 V4, as long as the player inside of the mouse knows where to shoot that 268 V4. Because that telescopic rangefinder at a medium distance, oh, that'd be a bastard to hit. The lower glacis is still kind of a bastard to hit. And then you've got the other Capula on the other side. So him up close and personal, oh yeah, we want that.
So when they deployed those 268s, that's two tanks they basically took out of play.
Yeah, essentially. Essentially. Which is part of the reason why I didn't want us trading away our health for our Type 5/mouse group. Is because, okay, go ahead. Come in close quarters. Let's brawl. Because we just needed to slow down over here. If we have this group where they've got the IS-7s reinforcing and we get these guys moving, we should be able to drop this group, which means what's going to happen is they're going to redirect the Batchat 25 tons, and they're also going to redirect their IS-7s and their other faster tanks and these guys eventually at one point.
So the problem with putting all these super heavies at G3 is there's not a lot of room for us to all stay out of the line of fire.
Which means that tanks need to now roll forward and then rotate back around.
Okay.
It's a long trip.
It is a long trip, but you're not going to be getting shot by anything. And if anything, now those Batchat 25 tons that were working up here, you've got shots on those Batchats and you can protect those Type 5s.
Because there was nothing that seemed to have a crossfire across the E and F lines if we had done that maneuver. I just didn't know to do it.
Right. So that's going to be the primary purpose, and I'll make a note of it for next time that, hey, you know, our objective here is to deny and keep them from crossing and deal with a frontal push. If they are going to build up a 2-3 line push and leave 8 line where we can run around and get on the flank, then the mice need to suck in, and then we can leave 2 mice back here on the corner. We can echelon off that corner. Patamon was here in the Badger, which preferably I'd prefer another heavy tank, but you know, we can make it work for what it's worth. He can work off this dirt mound and then spam the ever-loading crap out of these guys, unless it's a bunch of Type 5s.
Question.
Yes.
Did they push you?
They did, but they didn't.
Well, eventually they all pushed.
It was after they had used the Jagdpanzer E100 in the back and their 110 E3, and they were spamming HE, just sitting over at Charlie 3 for a while, because our mice were sitting out in the open, and then they got the hit points down low enough, and then in they came. So we just...
And what happened to the IS-7s?
We redirected them over to the Type 5s to do a push, because we had 3 tanks We got the 110E3 dead on the 8 line, and then I wanted to come in and take the overmatch and break that side.
And what happened?
We got bogged down. So we came up for a new route for getting the IS-7s in, rather than trying to do a push through here. Because the idea was I was going to originally have the IS-7s push out in front of the Type 5s and the Type 5s stay and play support.
So my question to you is, at what point did you lose?
We lost when we lost all our health off our mice. As soon as we lost that hit point pool, they pushed and did whatever the hell they wanted.
Yep.
So then forget the IS-7s for a moment. And instead of having your mice play Ring Around the Rosie, I think is retarded, put one mouse on that fucking corner, maybe two. And then you put all fucking 6 of those assholes back around that fucking corner, shooting over each other's fucking front ends and echelon. Make a fucking wall that fills that street.
It's an option.
There's no reason a mouse should be driving back into G4, down into H4, down into J4, back over to J3, back up to H3, back up just to rotate its armor. Fuck that. You put one asshole out there in front, he's your sacrificial lamb. He's gonna get fucked. He's gonna bleed. Want him to bleed. And then when they fucking push, they walk into a wall of fucking mice and Type 5s. No reason to rotate that armor. Just hide it.
They didn't really push down the 3 line so much. I mean, it seems like the battle was lost on the eastern side of the map. I don't know what was happening. I couldn't see it, but it seemed like that.
Feeling as well.
Blanche says, the caller says that that's where
so
it was lost.
So what happened on the right-hand side of the map is we had our Type 5s over there on the corner and our 110E3. 110E3 got booped by Type 5s and a 110E3 on HE shells. 3 solid hits, he was done, like, just boop, deleted.
Yeah. 2 shots got off and I was
Type
dead.
5s HE'd the 110E3 and we got him dead. Where Type 5 started running into issues was the Batchat 25 tons overran Angelus. Angelus was duking it out with a single Batchat 25 ton until the second one came in. Second one came in, got him dead. Batchat 25 tons now played this window here and shot into the back of the Type 5s, farming out the Type 5s. So we redirected the IS-7s over, and we needed to do a push down this line here. We had one IS-7 redirect back around here to deal with the one Batchat that came down off the back.
That redirect might have... Can I have a drive for a second?
Where's Dragon?
Would we just out Type 5'd?
They had more than we did.
Yeah.
By a huge number.
How much does that matter?
A lot, because a Type 5 has HE shells for its standard ammo, and its gold ammo is an HE shell. HE from a Type 5 is going to do damage no matter what, and it's usually 500-600. Yep. If a Type 5 gets a pen...
Here's my question to you. Was everybody running fucking spall liners that was in super heavies?
Yes, I was running a super heavy spall liner.
Was everybody in the assault TDs running a super heavy spall liner?
We didn't have any assault TDs.
The E3 is definitely an assault TD.
And not in the role we stuck it in.
But it's an assault TD. It's not using camo rating to hide, right?
No, it's...
So what's it gonna? What are you gonna get shot with?
Not in that one.
Okay.
Is this gonna shoot you with fucking
Yep.
HE,
So
right?
super heavy spall liner might be something worth equipping on your 110E3.
Because I'll tell you what, I don't care what you're shooting at me in my fucking 2.6 V8. I have a super heavy fucking spall liner. No, I have a super heavy spall liner because I like only taking 200 damage from fucking Type 5s and Arty.
Should throw one on my mouse.
Yes.
Really.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you fucking should.
Because the Type 5 is an
I run it on my
anti-mouse.
Type 5.
The
Type 5 is something that I run into all the time.
Yeah, Type 5 is an anti-mouse.
And
And they do it purely off that HE.
Yep.
I mean, seriously, I mean, that would be my question: is how many people here weren't running super heavy spell liners?
I run it.
I have one on my mouse.
Because that makes a huge difference, especially when you're playing in super heavies and assault TDs. Like, gotta have a super heavy spell liner, otherwise you're just gonna get HE to oblivion. Especially on Himmelsdorf, where it seems like Type 5s are really popular.
So, but
yeah, and we don't have a lot of Type
I'm getting
5s.
closer to mine. My ONE is almost done.
Yeah, well, I mean, we have some, but we don't have a lot of them. Like, how many did they run? Yeah.
I had Type 4, but it's so boring to play. I hate playing it.
Man, that's like a cool ass tank, dude. If you like the OI or whatever, it's great. I was pretty good at the OI.
Power creep does not bother me. I love to trumble along and be like, yeah, you see me? I'm a big fucking tank with a big scary gun. Go ahead. Do it.
I just really like mobile tanks.
Yeah, I understand, but the bad news is for a map like Himmelsdorf, it's really hard to do a mobile. The only way to do an effective mobile on this map is with IS-7s.
Now, here's my other question, not for... I don't know. Do we have one before Mines Lounge?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, Battle Pops is 7.
Their
And
6
30
Type
minutes.
5s did
User left
4,000
your
more
channel.
damage than our 8 Type 5s
Yes.
and Mouses.
I mean...
Do damage. You just got to touch the tank, and sometimes you get lucky and you
Here's a question,
touch the
Glenn.
track and
Did you call for any 268v4s?
I did not.
So, why are you running IS-7s and not 268v4s if you have them? Just out of curiosity.
We have a couple, and I needed a Type 5 over for this corner more than I needed a 268v4.
No, IS-7s. Why are you running...
Because those players don't have a
268v4.
268v4.
Hold on.
Right,
The only
but you
people
have
that have
3 people.
Hold on,
who have
Chibi,
them,
hold on a
right?
second. Listen.
Chibi.
2684 is owned by me, you, and Fire. I
Okay.
have a Type 5, and Fire has the T110E3. We can't take a 2684.
Okay,
There's only
that's
3 of us.
There's not many people that
268.4.
have them. Or people that do, the people that do have it have the Type 5, or they're taking that. It's not like everybody
Right,
has
no,
these
I understand
User
that,
left
but
your channel.
there's a side point to this. There's a side point to this. And the side point is I understand, Firewolf, you're in your E3. I understand, Squid, you're in your Type 5.
User left your channel.
But if you stress the importance of these tanks, people should be grinding them.
Agreed with
I
that.
shouldn't.
I am.
I agree, but I should not have to be telling people, hey, grind tanks.
Well,
User left your channel.
it's like when somebody's stops breathing, right, or has a heart attack, and you say, somebody do CPR. Everybody's gonna stare at you and act like you're stupid, right?
I think it's that much of it.
People need to be told, hey, this is what we need. We need 268v4s, guys.
Well, now that we have an engine site, we can post these things.
Exactly. I mean, this is again, but that's just like the minor things. It says, hey, this is what we need. I mean, the clan has X amount of fucking Type 5s. The clan has X amount of these. We really need some 268v4s. Because the fact is, the
We need
IS-7...
Type 5s,
Yes, we do.
too.
Right, yeah. But the IS-7s in this map, while they're nice and mobile, this is all straight lines, right? I don't need a turret.
Wheel.
The 110E3 is what did me in pretty fast.
Right, that's what I'm saying. You don't need turrets here. You just need to be able to shoot in a straight line.
Right, you basically have to shut down avenues and move in others. That's what this map is all
The
about.
problem with the IS-7 is it's low pen, right? So when you run into things
User
like
joined your
Type
channel.
5s and mice, it's harder for it to deal with. Well, the 268V4 is just as fast, if not faster, than an IS-7, right? I don't know how fast is the 10E3.
Slow. Very slow.
Like
30,
This way,
35.
I'd race
Slow.
Type 5 and tie it. It's like running a Type 5.
So it's not as slow as a Moss, but yeah. Okay.
When you call it an assault TD, it better be a slow damn assault because it does not. It's a T95 on steroids. That's all it is. It's slow. It's got a couple hundred. Actually, the T95 is a better tank.
Well, most assault TDs aren't fast. I mean, that's pretty exclusive to the 268V4.
I have a question. Is the 2864 that much superior to a Jagdpanzer E100?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jagdpanzer E100 has a weaker superstructure, can be penned. 2, it has a lower glacis that is fairly sizable, which makes it a large weak point to hit. In addition to that, it's slow as all get out. It doesn't turn very quickly,
and it's a slow
and it has a long reload. A good reload on the Jagdpanzer E100 is sitting about 22 to 24 seconds, depending on your crew and what equipment you have. You might be able to push 21 if you're using improved equipment. Whereas a 268V4's got the faster reload. It's got a tiny little lower glacis that actually is pennable.
It has 2 lower glacis.
It does, but for intents and purposes, the upper lower glacis is not penetrable, so you might as well not count it.
So is there any tier 10 TD that can stand up to the 268-4?
Yeah, a fucking goddamn FV 4005 183.
Oh, the new shit barn.
No.
The 183.
Death Star's FV215B 183, although 4005 can still one-shot at 268.
Well, it can't one-shot it, but it can definitely put the hurt on it. It will not one-shot it. So here's the thing with the 268V4 is that it has a couple of weak points on its turret, and they're really fucking tiny. Just to the left or just to the right of the turret, if you're looking straight at it, is only 300 millimeters of effective armor. So if you're in close, you can just punch right through the sides of the mantlet, basically. However, the moment it gets slightly hull down, basically all of its armor turns into fucking 254 millimeters of angled fucking armor. And the turret becomes 560, and if it gets even more angled, it turns into like 1,000. It's retarded. Combine that with the fact it has 360 millimeters of pen in heat, and it goes 60 kph an hour, and it goes 60 kph an hour. Not like it can get there downhill. It fucking flies.
The only advantage to the Jagdpanzer E100 is that it has a blaze it round. Its heat round is 450 pen. That's the only advantage. However,
it's 360. The Jagdpanzer has 450 pen.
The disadvantage to the Jagdpanzer.
Yeah, it's a high.
The disadvantage to the Jagdpanzer's heat rounds is when it comes to those angled plates like what the 268V4 has, heat doesn't mean shit.
More importantly, the accuracy name time for that is pretty bad, and you get trolled more often than not trying to play that thing.
Well, no, the 268V4 isn't like it's fucking some sniper,
no, but it's
right?
a mid-range
like
TD.
No.
I mean, I'd risk a shot at mid-range.
400 meters maximum.
Yeah, I'm assuming this conversation has started because you just got 268V4'd by Harm,
Not
right?
exactly, no. They had 2 of them.
I was just pointing out that we need more in the clan because all those Type 5s would have basically... If you had... Instead of... How many IS-7s did you have, Slange? Okay, so if you would have had 4 268V4s in literally one volley, you would have killed one Type 5.
So you're saying you use those to go down Tank Alley instead of down the one line?
Oh, I'd send them down the one... You send those wherever the fuck you want.
Yeah, but they had the one line covered. That's not where we lost the match. That was kind of a standoff. It was on the 5. The Tank Alley is where it seemed to be lost.
There's 2 primary functions as to why we lost that. We sat there and we bled health here on that 3 line rather than going into a conservative stance and saying, okay, yeah, we see you down there. We're still here, but it's area denial because there was no way at that kind of a distance that we were going to take out what they had down there. So we needed to pull back in with our mice and stop bleeding health, and then the 110 E3 getting blipped hurt us. But the bottom line is that we lost on both sides, but we started the loss over here, and then the bat chats coming over here sealed the deal for this side.
Yeah, because they were shooting down from the hill.
Yeah, I couldn't see that part.
H0. Well, they were up at H0, right below the G line.
Tactic I should be looking at Slange.
It's mine, Slanges.
Okay.
Slange, can
I was
hidden
hidden behind the buildings. I was hidden behind the hill at H3. That's why I couldn't see any of that.
Yep. So the bat chats on the hill were shooting into the Type 5s right through here. They got up in here, and one was down here shooting. That's when they overtook our bat chat. So we were getting shots from the back and from down Tank Alley at the same time.
So we lost it on both fronts.
And then the IS-7s tried to take the heat off of us, but it was too late.
So let's just, for conversation purposes, might it have been worth it to alter the battle plan a little bit and maybe have 2 bats up there to contest that hill to keep that from happening, and the mice stay out of sight? Maybe this would have turned out differently.
Well, the more tanks you send to hill, the less you have in the fight elsewhere. It
But it
makes
wasn't
sense
the
to
fight
send one to spot.
It wasn't the fight elsewhere that cost us. It's the hill. Everybody's complaining about being whacked from the hill, which I couldn't see what was happening. Yeah, but I just saw a number of live tanks
So
dropping.
once again, it comes back to if our lead mouse over here, like what Chibu's talking about, falls back, he can sit there and he can shoot those Batchat 25 tons for days. He can keep them off the back of the Type 5s.
I wish I had done that. I didn't do it.
I get that, and that's okay. I'm not trying to hammer on that mouse. What I'm saying is that this hill is not as important as a lot of people make it out to be because of the fact that if they push in through here with anything 268 V4s, let's say they have a large group of 268 V4s, all they have to do is obliterate through here, they can cap you out. Or it opens up the avenues, they can come into the back of your Type 5s, kill them, no problem. Send some across this way, some across this way, you got a nice kill zone going on. So the hill doesn't really do anything for you other than shots through here and shots through here and through these windows. But that's limited. Once they are past, the hill's useless.
See, I don't have much experience with the mouse, but I fucking hate it because I think it's one of the most useless tier 10s that exists. It's just it's a punching bag.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's its job.
Yep.
Assuming that you bounce stuff, and I wasn't.
No. That's the best part about the mouse is you can take somebody who has no idea how armor works, you can throw them in it, and they're a 3,000 HP pool sponge.
But we're not going up against people who don't know how to go against
Which
the
is
mouse.
why we.
But that doesn't matter. You can blap through the side of a Type 5's turret with the mouse because it has 330 pen.
Yeah.
Which means that even if they come up and shoot you with HE and they deal 400 damage to you, you can turn around and deal 450 to 500 for them because you're going to pen the side of their turret. So even if you don't know how to use their armor, you can still trade effectively. And God forbid you get lucky bounces, 1 or 2 of them, then you're already in a better position.
Which just means that we can't play the distance game because where mouse starts hurting is that long-range sniping like what we saw. Because you're looking at some pretty small targets. Which is why we needed to suck back in.
Like, I wasn't there, guys. I'm not critiquing anybody. I'm just offering, options. As the outside party just hearing what happened, I'm saying the IS-7s are good because we have them. However, ideally, to break this camp, what do we need? We need super heavy busters. And yeah, you can do Type 5 versus Type 5, and you can have an HE shootout, but that's retarded. Or you can bring the 268V4, and they can slap you for 200, 300 damage, and you can slap them for 650. And tell them no. And bop them in the nose. I mean, I think this is just an example of how we need to go ahead and sit down as a clan and say, okay, what tanks do we need? I mean, I've got 12 tier 10s, and every time I finish one, the first words that come out of my mouth as I go to I'm like, Man's Lange, what do you think I should get?
I know, I'm a grindaholic. I have a bunch of tier 10s, but I don't have any experience with them.
Go play tier 10 matches.
Oh, great.
I'm dead serious. I mean, that's...
And the other thing that I would say is, beyond play tier 10 matches, is platoon with other people who regularly play tier 10s. I regularly play tier 10s. Chibi's got a lot of tier 10 games. We got a lot of players in here who play a lot of tier 10 matches and understand these tanks. If you don't understand how to play a tank, ask. We are happy to show you.
Watch a video that shows you the armor profile of your tank so that you know how to angle it. There are things you can do without even playing to look shit up and know more about your tank and be ready to platoon with somebody or play later.
Yeah, there's a lot of information out there.
I mean, start with knowledge.
Tanks. Tanks GG has the armor profiles too.
Oh, screw that. You know what? You want to be entertained and learn how to play a tank? Go watch a Unicum's Guide 2.
His stuff's okay.
Yeah, right, exactly. It's hilarious and entertaining, and it's fucking got back to it.
Who's the guy who does it?
Unicum. It's a Unicum's Guide to. So he does like the Unicum's Guide to playing the Love, the Unicum's Guide to play.
Well,
he just does a bunch.
That's not the streamer's name or the YouTuber's name, is it?
Yeah, it is. No. It's the channel. It's the channel, right?
You can find him on YouTube. Yeah.
Here, I'll just fucking.
If you Google search Unicum's Guide 2, you'll find all of his videos.
I'll do it.
But I mean, and they're all like tongue-in-cheek hilarious, and he talks about a bunch of popular tanks. He talks like the M3 Lee. He's got a guide for the guide to the E25. He doesn't do a lot of tier 10s generally, but the point is that you want to learn like armor fundamentals and stuff. He goes over it in his videos.
Even somebody like Quickie Baby in his videos, he'll stop and be like, look, you angle this tank like this, and that's why he's doing so well in this match, is because nobody can hit him. He's angled well. Watching anybody's video on